we're going to go on basically to the specific aspects of the title of the session, which is what can we do now, especially what technologies can we use, what software or apps, and we'll talk a little bit about that. But Deanna, would you start us off? What are you doing with technology? And I have a couple of polls. I don't think we can send out the polls, but we're talking about Zoom and YouTube and FaceTime and Skype and Google Meet or Google Hangout as video platforms that some of us are using. I'm also a little curious about which learning management systems that we're using, like Blackboard versus D2L, Canvas, Moodle, or other. And how are you incorporating these video technologies and these learning management systems? And if you have any thoughts on that, Deanna and everybody else.
I've been primarily using Zoom and WebEx in my work. Zoom has worked very well. I haven't experienced very many glitches or anything with that platform. The only potential problem with it is that after 40 minutes, you have to pay to use it. So there's that. WebEx, I've had both a largely successful class and a colossal failure meeting with my colleagues on it. I heard the reason, and in the meeting, nobody could get video or audio to work, and I was told that the university's system was overtaxed and it just was crashing. But then 2 days later, had a very successful large group meeting on WebEx, and it was great. So I think it just depends on your set of circumstances and the platform that your school uses. I've found a couple of ways to be creative with assignments, and some of them I've used for years now, and they just happen to work during this phase with the distance learning. One thing for my conducting students, echoing what others have said about learning the score from the inside out, and ways to get around score study, in addition to just charting or graphing a piece of music. I'll often assign my graduate students a sing and play assignment, where it's sing one part, play the other part on the piano, and they send me the recording of that. So that's one neat little score study exercise that actually we do as a studio every week. They also do pre-recorded assignments out of the Modus Novus book, which I'm revealing how mean I am right now. But so, you can get around a lot of these things with recordings. And I've had, as far as sharing video, I recommend having the student upload it to YouTube and just making it a private link that they share with you, and then you can view it, and there you go. So those are some ideas that, perhaps you could take and try with your students out there.
Yeah. Nicole, you have a fitness background too.
I do.
And you found some creative ways to use some apps to teach conducting. Can you talk about that?
Yeah. So I started using movement analysis apps probably about 6 years ago, actually. And I found them really fruitful in teaching conducting, and especially in this day and age where we don't have that physicality. We can't talk about gesture so easily and model gestures. So I would like to talk briefly about 3 different platforms, apps that you can get. And these are movement analysis apps that are mostly used for sports, fitness, anything that has to do with the physicality of the body. And all 3 of these platforms that I'll talk about involve uploading or taking a video from the app, and then you can watch it in slow motion. So it's a great way to then analyze the video slow motion back and forth, and each of them have voiceover capabilities. So you can either speak over the analysis and record that while you're drawing on the video, for example, or you can take still shots and comment about those still shots within the course of the video. So the 3 applications that I'll talk about today are Coach's Eye, Dartfish Express, and a new one that I just found, Huddle Technique. So I'm going to share my screen, and I hope this works. I think you'll be able to see my iPad screen.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, okay, great. So these are the three that I'll talk about. They're the three last apps that you see. The first, Dartfish Express, Coach's Eye, and Huddle Technique. So we're going to first look at Coach's Eye. This is the most tried and true one. This is the one that I've been using since 2014. And the thing about Coach's Eye is that you can upload a video. Now, I want to tell you quickly that at University of Wyoming, we use Canvas, and it's very easy for students to record a video into Canvas that is then uploaded into the learning management system, which makes it really nice. So that's how I can grab videos easily and not have to have them upload to YouTube, then I download from YouTube, etc. So here's an example of a student video, and this is the platform that you see. So you see the student's video there. You can play it in real time. Or you can use the toggle wheel at the bottom to slow motion back and forth to talk about, oh, maybe the swoops in her gesture, for example. But what I like about Coach's Eye is that you see at the top of the page the record button. And that's really great because then you can make a video. This is one that I've already made. I've slowed it down.
So this is an example of the voiceover.
And I don't know if you can hear my speaking over
Yeah.
the top of it.
Got it.
And so you can draw as you're speaking, and that records into a video that I can then share back with the student to talk about specific things. So I'm going to pause that one. Another feature up here in the left-hand corner, you see the versus symbol. So you can compare two videos. This is a recording that I did. I compared the two videos, and then I recorded over the top with an analysis.
So in this comparison,
so you can
about gesture,
watch one side of the video as compared to the other side of the video, and of course you can then use the drawing tools over here on the right hand side to draw. So those are some analysis videos that I've made, and then to share, it's quite easy actually. You can share via email, you can download it to your camera roll, etc. So I'm going to leave Coach's Eye for a moment. The next one that I'll talk about is Dartfish Express. This one is similar to Coach's Eye, except for the fact that you can't make an analysis video over the top. So what happens here, when this is an analysis video that I made in Dartfish, this is Maddie, and so this is the video. If I were to play it here in the bottom left corner, you'll see these little spikes that come out of the video. Those are specific points that I have taken a still angle or a still image. And so I can come over here by clicking that upper right hand corner, and I can then toggle through all of the still images that I have created from the video. And so there's also this little playback button in the window here. I'll click on that.
She uses her whole kinesphere.
Oh, you're not hearing it, I don't think.
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay, great. So for each of these, you can then play the commentary.
This is an example of an open arm angle. This is an example of an
Are you hearing the commentary?
Yes.
Okay, great. I'm so glad. And then you can go back and play the whole analyzed video, and it will actually stop at each one of these still points to give the student a moment to then hear your analysis, for example. And so that's a way that you can share that analysis with the student. Again, Dartfish has the ability to do a side-by-side comparison, and you can watch each video individually. Slow motion. The toggle wheel is not quite as smooth as in Coach's Eye, but then you can lock them both, and this is for all of these, and watch them side by side together. And of course, you can also draw and do some more analysis that way. You cannot record your side by side video in Dartfish. Okay, so that's Dartfish. And then the last one I'll talk about is Huddle Technique. It's very, very similar to Coach's Eye, but overall, I think this is the top choice. I just found this 2 days ago and I'm really enjoying it. So for example, you upload your raw video and you can play that. Okay, you can play it in real time, or you can pause it and go slow motion with the toggle wheel. The toggle wheel is the smoothest of all of the applications. So it's really nice for watching gesture, for example. Where's the beginning? Here we go. So the smoothest slow motion toggle wheel is in Technique. And of course you can draw on the picture. You can measure angles again. You can do whatever you want on the picture there. Great. So yep. Okay. So this is a review that I made by speaking over the top. And so
this is Hannah, and you'll notice that she's got some scoopies in her.
And so that's a video that I could then share back to the students. But what I really, really love about Technique is that you can do a side-by-side video comparison with the voiceover capability for both of the videos. So this is one that
in this
I made.
comparison view, you can talk over another one that you've already analyzed, maybe with some drawing, for example, while you are looking at another video on this side.
So in comparing all three of them, let's talk about price for a moment. So in comparing all three of them, they basically do the same thing, except Dartfish, you can only do the voiceover in still shots. You can share these videos via email link. You can save it on your device. You can message it, all of these different platforms, right? But with Dartfish, in order to share a video, you have to subscribe a $57 yearly subscription. Coach's Eye and Technique are free to share. They all have drawing tools, but with Coach's Eye, you have to unlock some of the drawing tools, like the angle tool, with a small fee of $5. They all have the side-by-side capability. They all have voiceovers, but again, with Dartfish, it's only with still shots. Coach's Eye is $7.99, or sorry, Dartfish Express is $7.99, and then you can upgrade that with storage for an extra subscription fee. Coach's Eye is free, but there are add-ons like the angle tool that you must buy. Huddle Technique is completely free, just hands down completely free.
Well,
So if I had,
why are we even?
I know. So I really recommend it. I played around with it a lot over the last few days, and it's really wonderful. Thanks.
William, you talked a little bit about it. Do you have anything else you'd like to add about technology you're using for conducting?
Nothing really impressive. I mean, again, I use the YouTube. I just kind of use everything, YouTube, FaceTime. But Canvas, our institution uses Canvas, and so I encourage them to, it just makes it easier for them to upload their videos to Canvas. I'll speak back. And, but I'm going for that Huddle Technique, Miss Nicole. So.
I forgot to mention, I did forget to mention one very important thing. Huddle Technique is only available for Apple. It's not on Android.
Ah.
Okay. Good to know.
But it's free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let me ask, for my own curiosity, Nicole, how easy it is. So in a situation like this where we're separated from our students, how easy would it be for them to record themselves singing and conducting, and then getting it to you for you to provide the comments and then send it back to them?
Mm-hmm. I think probably the easiest way is for them to video directly from Canvas, which is actually quite easy. But that's our learning management system. I don't know how it is for anybody else. Other ways is for them to upload it into Dropbox or a Google Drive. And the thing about videos is that they're just so huge.
Mm-hmm.
So getting the information back and forth is really difficult. If you have the available storage, Dropbox and Google Drive are easy, and then you upload it into your own app. The students don't have to have the apps. to watch the videos or to watch your analysis, which is really nice too.
Okay, so really you just need a storage space to send it. So uploading it to YouTube and something like that, probably you would then have to take it down from YouTube and then, yeah.
Yeah. Another idea is to, as you are doing your Zoom lesson, for example, that you take another device with your app and you actually record within your app the video screen of Zoom that your student is.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. But then in this case, the students don't need to have an Apple device. They can record it on whatever, as long as we have an Apple device and we can use that software. Great. Jeff, any comments?
I just want to say this is really great. I mean, I am not an early adopter of technology. I think like some people, I just kind of figure things out as they come along and muddle through, and I rely on advice from colleagues. So I'm really enjoying, both the conversation that we had a few days ago to prepare for this, and then the conversation that we're having right now. I haven't experimented with, videos. I certainly haven't experimented with any of these apps, Nicole, but I'm definitely going to try using either Coach's Eye or Huddle Technique, I think, in the weeks to come. One thing I have done is similar to what Deanna suggested, I think, was to ask the students in advance of the lesson to think very specifically about 5 problem spots in the piece that they're conducting, which sort of gives us a way to examine gesture and talk about it even, without having to worry about the time lag. I'm also going to ask students to begin analyzing recordings and videos of other conductors that they find. But mostly I'm just grateful for this conversation and all the ideas that are coming out of it.
Absolutely.